Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
The Iron Man of Baltimore was in town recently. Not coincidentally, so was the Iron Man of Bowling Green. Baseball Hall of Famer Cal Ripken came to Toledo to dedicate a new baseball field his foundation helped pay for at Danny Thomas Park in the Old South End. Many Toledoans, including self-proclaimed baseball nerd Mayor Wade Kapsikevich, showed up on a rotten day for baseball in freezing cold and snow to meet the legend in person and thank him for his generosity. Cal Ripken, of course, is baseball's Iron Man. He played for 21 years with the Baltimore Orioles, and in 19 of those seasons he made the All-Star team. But what set him apart were not just his career statistics, impressive as they are, but his dependability and durability. He holds the Major League Baseball record for consecutive games played at 2,632, easily eclipsing the previous record set by another legend, New York Yankee great Lou Gehrig. But what about the Iron Man of Bowling Green, you ask? Well, among those in attendance for the ceremony at Danny Thomas Park was former state legislator Randy Gardner. Mr. Gardner knows something about streaks himself. He served in the Ohio General Assembly for 33 years, even during an era when term limits forced him to step down. Term limited out of the House of Representatives, he won a seat in the Senate. Term limited out of the Senate, the voters elected to return him to the House. It might have been political musical chairs, but clearly Mr. Gardner's constituents wanted to retain his dedication and institutional knowledge. Finally, it ended last year when Governor Mike DeWine offered him a new challenge as Chancellor of Higher Education in Ohio. His legislative career was over, but like Cal Ripken, Mr. Gardner left behind a record that probably will never be broken. Not once in 33 years did the Bowling Green Republican miss a roll call vote. The final tally of consecutive votes was 10,433. Think about that. Think about all those mind-numbing drives down US 23 to Columbus and legislative sessions that often dragged into the wee hours. He was there for all of it. So what brought these two Iron Men together? A Blade editorial, actually. Back in 2002, our editorial board took note of Mr. Gardner's already impressive record of dependability in Columbus. The headline on the piece said simply, Iron Man. It took note of his achievement, which at the time of the editorial's writing stood at 10,423 consecutive roll call votes. Many of those votes over the years helped secure funding for his House or Senate districts in Northwest Ohio, and one of them helped land a $400,000 state grant for the Danny Thomas Park project. When Mr. Gardner learned recently that Cal Ripken was coming to town for the dedication, he had an epiphany. Why not take his old and yellowed copy of the Blade editorial to the dedication and ask the Hall of Famer to sign it? First, of course, he had to find it, and that required a trip to the attic and a search of several boxes. It finally emerged, and now Mr. Gardner's clipping is autographed by one of the best baseball players of all time. Cal Ripken and Randy Gardner, two men who always stepped up to the plate, even when they might have preferred an occasional day off. Records are made to be broken, but I gotta tell you, not these two records.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. or hear past episodes at wgte.org/life.